Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys did not follow the news, basically LUOCHA got buffed. And this is a very good buff. I do think that this is going to put LUOCHA at a very top tier, in my humble opinion. Based on what I can see, the kit, a lot of his concepts still remains the same. Some of these changes are definitely going to make him like, I wouldn't say a must-have, but he's going to be really solid overall. So in this video, let's talk about everything that we know about LUOCHA in the new character preview that was released today. Let's jump into it. Now first things first, you can basically see right here, right? He's an imaginary character. Path is abundance. LUOCHA is going to be a healer. He's going to be competing with Natasha, competes with Bailu in that sense. You can see right here, if you're trying to get his materials, it's listed as follows. Now LUOCHA, if you guys are not aware, let's just look at the basic attack first. He does imaginary damage to a single enemy. Now that's pretty cool. If you guys don't have Well is going to be the only other imaginary character for the time being, and LUOCHA is going to be perhaps the second one. Now not many players have Well, I get it. So therefore LUOCHA can be essential to some players out there, some enemies. There are plenty of enemies, especially in the higher memory of chaos floors, that are weak to imaginary type. Now looking at the skill, now the skill did not have any changes. This is exactly the same with the CBT, which we're going to look at right here. Alright, so at level 10, this is going to immediately restore the target ally's HP equal to 60% of LUOCHA's attack plus a few more, 800 in this case. So that means LUOCHA scales off attack. LUOCHA gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower, and remember this, alright, the Abyss Flower is going to be very important. Now when anyone in your team has equal to or less than 50% of HP, an effect equivalent to LUOCHA's skill will immediately be triggered by LUOCHA and applied to this ally without consuming skill points. That's very crucial, alright? The ability to somewhat heal without consuming skill points, I think this is a good bonus. Now this effect can only trigger again after 2 turns. Now overall, this is going to be very good, but I want you guys to pay attention to the 1 stack of Abyss Flower. Again, LUOCHA's ultimate, remove 1 buff from all enemies, deals imaginary damage equal to 180% of LUOCHA's attack. So at level 10 it's going to be about 200%. LUOCHA gains 1 more stack of Abyss Flower. So far, the skill gives 1 stack of Abyss Flower, the ultimate gives 1 more stack of Abyss Flower. So you have 2 stacks of Abyss Flower. So this is so far pretty in line, it doesn't change whatsoever. Now, let's look at LUOCHA's talent then. Talent is where this thing is going to affect this Abyss Flower thing. What does this do? So when you get 2 stacks of Abyss Flower, you can see LUOCHA consumes all the stacks of Abyss Flower to deploy a field against the enemy. So in this particular field, when an enemy in the field is attacked by an ally, alright, the attacking ally restores HP equal to 12% of LUOCHA's attack. The field's effect lasts for 2 turns. So basically, once LUOCHA casts 1 skill and 1 ultimate, that means you have 1 stack of Abyss Flower each, 2 stacks activate this field, and this field will basically generate some sort of like heal against all your ally. That means every single one of your ally that goes in and attacks the enemy, they will restore their HP by a certain percentage of LUOCHA's attack. This is going to make team building very unique with LUOCHA, right? I feel like LUOCHA is very offensive based. Like you can team up LUOCHA with 3 more damage dealers essentially, right? Maybe like if you want to bring a buffer you can, but you can maybe like bring 3 more damage dealers, and they're just gonna jump in and just hit the enemy, because every time they attack, they're gonna restore their own HP consistently. You're not going to need LUOCHA's heal as much. And also, if your characters are fast enough, you know, if like yesterday you have Scylla, she can probably move twice. That's going to help her even more. She's gonna essentially move more and heal more. That's going to give you a bunch of flexibility in building your team. If you want to run more than 1 damage dealer, now with LUOCHA, I feel like you can, personally. Now, this entire field, however, will disappear if your LUOCHA dies, which is going to be a little bit scary. So depending on how squishy LUOCHA is, you might still want to consider defending LUOCHA. If you look at his stats right here, right, he has about 1.1k HP and 460 defense. So he's definitely squishier compared to someone like Natasha. Natasha has slightly more HP and slightly more defense, a little bit more defense right here. And Bailu is also way tankier, right? Bailu has more HP and more defense, about 20 more defense. But LUOCHA is still not bad, still going to be tankier than Tingyan, right? Tingyan is probably like one of the squishiest character in the game, always gets one-shotted. At least LUOCHA is going to be tankier in that sense. Now, where they actually buff LUOCHA to an insane tremendous value is going to be in this particular thing called the technique. Technique is when you consume the points before you enter into the battle. You can see after using technique, LUOCHA heals an ally with the lowest current HP percentage equal to 50% of LUOCHA's max HP. Now, this is during the CBT. Now they have changed the technique. LUOCHA now, after you use technique, talent will be immediately triggered at the start of next battle. Alright, this is a huge buff in my humble opinion. That means your talent, your cycle of life, you get this straight up. Alright, basically it's as though you have 2 stacks in the at the beginning of the battle. You now have the ability to just straight up focus and rush the enemy, just doing damage all together. And I do like this approach. This is going to make him much more offense oriented, alright, at least the team surrounding him, because you have the ability to straight up for 2 turns, every single one of your ally will be able to heal just by hitting the enemy. Like that's already a good one, right? That's a good bonus. And not to mention, LUOCHA'S, one of the traces right here, look at this particular one. When any enemy within the field is attacked by an ally, all allies except the attacker will also recover a certain amount of HP. Now this again blows my mind. This is going to make LUOCHA super offense oriented. Like you can just rush down an enemy, bring a bunch of damage dealers, because not only the attacker is getting HP, your other allies, everyone in the field, you're going to get a certain amount of HP. I'm not sure how small this is. We'll have to look at the percentage later on for the Sanctified. Now they changed this completely, right? For the beta, you can see after using ultimate, LUOCHA additionally regenerates 10 energy. So they changed that as well. So now it's going to help heal your characters even more, now increasing his healing potential. Now this is a good buff in my humble opinion based on what I can see. They also changed one more traces right here. Alright, so during the CBT you have Through the Valley, this particular one. Damage received by LUOCHA from a single attack cannot be higher than 80% of his max HP. Guess what? That has now been changed into increase chance to resist CC debuffs. Alright, the crowd control debuffs. Now this is going to be super crucial. This makes LUOCHA even more valued, because that means your LUOCHA is going to be immune to freeze, to stun, to all those CC that can prevent your characters from moving. And you guys perhaps have experienced it before. If you fight Cocolia, it's going to be very annoying. If you bring like a healer, either Natasha or Bailu, if they get frozen, they get CC'd, they cannot move, and therefore they cannot heal your other characters, which is a very frustrating thing for someone like LUOCHA, because he has the ability to remove debuff. You can see on the skill, right? Cleansing Revival, he removes debuff. So this is going to make him do his job even better, alright? As someone that's main role is to remove debuff, cleanse debuff for the ally, you have to make sure that you yourself is not inflicted with any debuffs, and LUOCHA has that built into his kit. Now this is probably going to make him like an insane character based on what I can see right now. He does a lot. I'm very excited to see his potential. I'm still thinking if I want to pull for him though, but man, this is just extremely tempting after looking at all of these new update for his skills. Definitely let me know what you guys think, right? Right now he can do a lot of things. He can remove debuff from your ally, he can remove buff from the enemy, he can provide additional heal without consuming skill points on this skill. Also, he's an imaginary type character, which a lot of players lack. So I do think that all of these points combined, man, he's just so strong. Alright, he's just so strong right now, based on what I can observe. Definitely let me know what you guys think. As always, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.